Good morning, Taiwan, and thank you for sharing your day with us. I am Louisa Lee. 早安你好，欢迎收看 Louisa 报报，每天给你最新最有趣的新闻。And is the U.S. confronting China over its trade policies? The U.S. Senate has since approved the bill aimed to protect the American job market and to pressure China to increase the value of its currency, the yuan. The bill still needs to be approved by the House of Representatives and also by U.S. President Obama, who has the power to veto it. 美国联邦参议院昨天通过了 Currency Bill， 希望逼迫人民币升值，但是大陆警告这样做，中美可能爆发贸易战争，导致世界经济衰退。
China is urging the Obama administration and Congress to block legislation aimed at pressuring Beijing to let the yuan appreciate further. Domestic broadcaster CCTV carried a statement from the Foreign Ministry on Wednesday, just hours after the U.S. Senate approved the bill and sent it to the House for debate.
The bill is passed.
The bill is a protectionist step under the disguise of tackling exchange rate imbalances and gravely violates world trade rules. It won't solve the economic and job problems of the U.S., but will severely disrupt China-U.S. economic and trade relations and the shared efforts of China and the U.S.
Many U.S. lawmakers and business groups say China suppresses the value of its currency to give its exporters an unfair advantage. It's the first time such a bill has advanced so far in the legislative process amid high unemployment and upcoming presidential elections in the U.S. Beijing has warned the bill could spark a trade war, but CCB Securities' Paul Schulte thinks this isn't likely.
I don't think it signals at all a trade war. I think it signals it's language. It's language that the U.S. is suffering deeply, that the currency undervaluation of the RMB is a source of contention and frustration. But I think we're far, far, far away from anything remotely resembling a trade war. This is a kind of resolution. This is not binding law.
If Congress approves the bill, which is not certain, Obama still has final veto powers. The bill would allow the U.S. government to slap duties on goods from countries subsidizing their exports via undervalued currencies.
And in other news, he's not having a happy birthday, and that's a fact. The captain of the stricken cargo ship that ran aground on the reef off New Zealand's coast last week has been charged for causing what the authorities are calling the worst ever oil spill in the country after hundreds of tons of oil leaked into the sea. If convicted, the captain, whose birthday turned into a nightmare on the day of the disaster, may face a hefty fine and up to 12 months in prison. 纽西兰官方起诉了污染纽西兰海域的船长，检方说这名船长因为操作不当，造成船撞上暗礁才会漏油。
The captain of a cargo ship that stranded off the coast of New Zealand appeared in court Wednesday. Charged with operating a vessel in a manner causing unnecessary danger or risk, the 44-year-old Philippine national was released on 1 week's bail. The ship hit a reef last week, which caused its fuel to leak. The oil slick has now reached shore and is scattered along 25 kilometers of golden beaches. Hundreds of volunteers are working to remove the toxic black clumps from the sand. Officials say about 50 birds have died as a result.
And now let's find out what's happening in the world of entertainment. Ladies, this next story will take all your worries and frustrations away instantly. Hollywood star Elizabeth Taylor's jewelry collection is set to be auctioned off in various cities around the world, where those who have deep pockets will get a chance to take home some of the most beautiful pieces out there. Elizabeth Taylor 的生前珍藏的珠宝将会在年底拍卖，其中不但包括33.19 carats 的钻石戒指 ，Michael Jackson 送给她的钻表，还有戏服都会拍卖，预计所得金额可能高达15亿台币。
Diamonds may be a girl's best friend, but for Hollywood icon Elizabeth Taylor, they were a lifelong passion that could now strike gold for the AIDS victims she helped throughout her life. Taylor's collection of jewels were on display in West Hollywood, California, part of an international journey around the world that will eventually end in New York, where 269 pieces will be auctioned off, with a portion of the proceeds going to her AIDS foundation. Among the most jaw-dropping items is the famous 33.19-carat white diamond ring that husband Richard Burton bought for Taylor in 1968 and which she wore almost every day. It is estimated to fetch between $2.5 and $3.5 million. Less famous but equally as dazzling is a 16th century pearl that Taylor helped design as the centerpiece of a ruby and diamond necklace. The pearl was a 1969 gift from Burton. It's valued at $2 to $3 million. Then there's the emerald and diamond necklace and pendant that Burton bought for Taylor in 1962 when their romance blossomed on the set of Cleopatra. Pony up potentially $3 million for both lots. But Burton wasn't the only one to shower Taylor with jewels. An antique diamond tiara from film producer and husband Mike Todd is valued at $60,000 to $80,000, while a diamond wristwatch that Michael Jackson gave her as a gift is expected to fetch between $300,000 and $500,000. The jewelry sale is expected to earn upwards of $30 million, with another $20 million from the sale of her film memorabilia and wardrobe, which include many of her iconic gowns. After California, the exhibit will visit Dubai, Geneva, Paris, and Hong Kong ahead of the 4-day sale in New York from December 13th through the 16th.
And what a breathtaking collection that is. In other news, South Korean pop sensation Rain is putting his extraordinary singing and acting career on hold for his mandatory 2-year military service, an announcement that shattered the hearts of Rain addicts. As one of the most successful entertainers in Asia, close to 1,000 tearful fans from across the region crowded the army base to catch a last glance of the superstar in person. 韩国天王 Rain 当兵了，他的 fans 很舍不得，有将近1000名 fans 送他入伍，希望他们最爱的 Rain 能赶快回来。With his newly cropped hairdo, singer Rain gave a military salute and said goodbye to his die-hard fans before walking into an army base in the city of Yongjinbu, north of Seoul, to fulfill his duty to serve as a soldier in the South Korean army.
네, 와주셔서 감사합니다. 그리고 10년 동안 네, 많은 사랑 주셔서 감사하고요. 잘 다녀오겠습니다.
Rain, whose real name is Jong Jin-hoon, will be in the military service for 21 months, while the superstar is not expected to receive any kind of special treatment, not to mention that he faces the risk of losing career momentum after some time off from the public eye. However, from what we're seeing, some admirers will be there no matter what. One Japanese fan said, although she has trouble walking, she's not going to let her injury stop her from being here.
足を骨折しましたが、日本でじっとしていられず、頑張って見送りに来ました。レインさん頑張ってください。アジアジャファイティン。
While other followers from China and Japan said that they will be sticking around until he returns.
我很不舍得你啊。 아 진짜 어이없어. 아 무슨 군대 갈 때까지 이래야 돼? 很舍不得你，希望你尽快出来，我们都会等你的。
The 29-year-old artist, who significantly contributed to the rise of Korean pop music on the international stage, was named as one of Time magazine's most influential people in the world. Besides his exceptional music career, he also appeared in Hollywood films Speed Race and Ninja Assassin.